Welcome on today's conversation on the future of work, where AI isn't just a buzzword, but a business driver. This is Lenovo Work Reborn, live in Orlando. Hello and welcome to the Lenovo Work Reborn podcast. My name is Rita and I'm joined here with my friend Scott. Scott, how are you doing today?
Doing great. It's a fun day.
It's a fun day here. We're in the most magical place on earth, so don't mind that at all, right?
That's right. That's right.
Scott, do you mind telling the audience and listeners just a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. I'm an IT executive. I handle infrastructure and IT operations for an insurance organization. I've been in IT for over 30 years, so it's been a long time.
So you're the best fit guest for us here today to share just some thoughts about what's going on in the industry. There's a lot of changes happening in the market.
Yeah.
We recently did a research study where we interviewed over 600 senior IT leaders about those changes and categories like sustainability, AI, employee engagement, and more. But on a more, interesting note, we actually have a partnership with FIFA too.
Yeah.
And I thought we would start with a sports-themed icebreaker question.
Sure.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So there are a lot of moving parts in sports, right?
Yeah.
From the teams to the coaches, there's a lot, right? And operationally, behind the scenes, there's actually, so much that goes on that we don't see on the surface. So do you see parallels between supporting elite athletes with world-class tech and supporting employees with an AI-enabled tools? So your rock star employees within your workplace, what is that? Do you see a through line between technology and supporting them to do their best job within their work environment?
Boy, there are a lot of parallels for sure. I always tell my team, practice like you play. So when it comes to handling an outage, it's being in IT operations, we get a lot of those. So we need to understand how we're going to recover from an outage, how we're going to detect it. And that only comes from practice. If you're doing it at game time, it's not going to work very well. So that's the biggest parallel that I see.
Well, you need to have a game plan. And then also, how do you recover from losing a game, right?
Right.
When you lose a game, it's not about the outcome of that game. It's really what you're going to do next.
Yeah. And
I think I correlate that to something like the unfortunate situations of an outage or something, right?
Yeah.
So you lose that game, but how do you recover? What do you do? What are some next steps that you can do to move towards recovery and resolution?
Yeah, that's right. So, one of the things that we always try to do is after a major incident, we take a look at how the incident went. And whether it's a training or practice incident or a real incident, I won't mention any names.
Yes.
But how did we recover? How did we detect it? How did we recover from it? And how can we do it better next time so it's less impactful to the business? And in every incident, there's something to be learned, whether it's on the field or in a data center. You can figure out kind of how to do it better next time and prepare yourself. That's the big thing. You got to prepare for the next one.
Right. And like any great coach, you're leading with this happened, but how can we move forward mindset, right?
That's right. Yep.
Well, a little more deep into the topic of AI, structurally speaking, if you could redesign IT around AI, automation, and sustainability from scratch, what would be the first pillar you'd build to support your workforce?
Well, I think AI literacy is definitely the biggest pillar, and that was part of the keynote here today, but something I firmly believe. You can't just load up an AI application on your machine and expect that it's going to do what you want it to do. They're pretty smart, but at this point in the game, they need some help. And so you need to understand how to engineer prompts properly, how to talk to AI to get the results that you want to see. So AI literacy is certainly the biggest one.
Tell me why, I understand that tactically, but implementation-wise, what does that look like? What's the first step? Because we're all talking about AI and why it's important, but not really, where do we go from there?
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways, IT is open to these types of things, right? IT was open to the internet back in the day. Today, AI is a transformational item that's coming in and really moving the industry forward, just like the internet did back in the 90s. And so IT is sort of embracing it, but even there's a little fear. And, when you talk to a business, like I work in the insurance industry, so underwriters, they get a little nervous when an AI can come in and do some of the work that they do. So the question is, are they going to be replaced with AI, or is their position going to be enhanced by AI? And that's what I try to drive forward, is that it's not here to replace people. It's here to make your job easier so that you can focus on higher level strategies and move your position to the next level. So in the case of an IT person, the automation, everybody's always talking about, we're going to automate ourselves out of a job and AI is going to do that faster. Well, not exactly, right? Because what we need is we need people to understand where those automations need to be put into place, how those automations need to function. And so the typical systems engineer inside of an IT operations group is going to need to understand the business a little better than they do today, but that's going to allow them to think strategically about how they can use IT to better the business. More brains thinking about it is always a good thing.
More brains thinking about it is always a good thing.
That's right.
I completely agree with you on that. In your opinion, is that what the future of work looks like to you? We call it work reborn. What does that look like in the next few years for your organization?
That's a good question. I've been thinking a lot about that recently. I've been writing papers and articles on it for several weeks now. I think in the future, we're going to see an engineer wake up after a nice restful night's sleep, not being paged out in the middle of the night, even though there was a cybersecurity incident and a memory leak in a containerized application. So what happens is overnight, the agents are going to say, the AI agents are going to say, I've got this cybersecurity event happening. They're going to detect it. They're going to understand where it's coming from, document it, and stop it. And then they're going to do a report on it, and they're going to communicate with other agents, maybe federal agents, maybe regulatory agents, that are going to give guidance on what to do in order to how to capture the right data around it and how to report it properly. And the AI agent is going to take care of that. At the same time, we have a memory leak in a legacy containerized application, and the AI agent can detect the memory leak, understand it before it becomes impactful, clean out the memory, know where the memory leak came from, test the fix in a simulated experience, and then get the change package ready to go for human approval. So when the engineer wakes up, they have a report to look at on the cybersecurity incident, they have a change approval to look at for the memory leak incident, and off they go, right? It's not going to be fighting fires every day. It's going to be living more in what I call box 2. It's not urgent, but it's important.
It's that predictive AI,
That's
right? The predictive approach to cybersecurity.
Yep.
Not just proactive, not like we have an issue and we fix it, but
Yep.
This happened, it was resolved.
Yes.
Here's how we're going to do to move forward.
That's right. That's right.
How exciting, right?
It is.
A little,
it is.
A little unnerving, but exciting at the
A little
same time.
bit. If you're used to getting pages at night and that's part of your job, you might think,
Right.
well,
Yeah.
but I'd rather have a much better night's sleep than wake up at 2 a.m., right?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Scott, for coming by the booth. This was a really exciting conversation. If anyone is interested in learning more about our Work Reborn research study, make sure you download it via the link in the description below and follow us on the Work Reborn podcast for more exciting interviews with leaders from around the world. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us live in Orlando for this amazing episode of Work Reborn. I've been your host, Rita Risha, and it's been a pleasure to bring you insightful conversations from around the world, especially at this event, on how we are bringing new life to the modern workplace. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to stay tuned on more ways that we are doing just that, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe our channel, and download a copy of the Work Reborn report today.
Lenovo.